Good morning. There were 6 people killed in the plane crash that happened in Philadelphia. It was a mother and child among the 6 killed in Philadelphia medical jet crash. I got a double chin. There's a video of it. I have uh Android tablet, but it won't support me doing other things. So I had to use my phone. I'm gonna do the video. A small medical transport plane crashed into several buildings in northeast Philadelphia on Friday evening, killing all 6 people on board and injuring people on the ground. The plane had been on a medical transport mission carrying a child, patient, and her mother, and 4 crew members. Flight logs show the plane was in the air for only a minute before it crashed. Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker said in a statement, videos of the incident online show a plane coming down quickly and sparking a huge fireball. All 6 people on board were Mexican, the country's Minister of Foreign Affairs said on X. The plane was traveling to Springfield, Missouri. Oh my God. Many people on the ground in parking lots, on streets, in cars, and homes in the area were injured, Parker said, but the number of injured was not yet released. A spokesperson for Temple University Hospital, Jeans in Philadelphia, said it had treated 6 people who were injured on the ground during the crash. 3 were treated and released, while details are not yet known about the condition of the other 3. Chart cars. Charter cars, a piece of debris lined street after the crash. Now I saw a video on Erica Fierce. I saw a video on Erica Fierce's. Somebody was videotaping when the crash happened. Friday evening. I wonder why it crashed. I want to know. I was trying to play the video. What happened to it?
Thank you so much. That's why we do it, Marcy. It really makes all the effort worth it. gathering the most in-depth info, making a clean new homes.com that improves home shopping, creating a...
All I saw was blinking lights coming from the sky, and then I just saw them coming down. It was pretty scary.
Oh my goodness.
Our house is shook, and we ran out back because we heard a loud bang too, and the whole yard was full of smoke.
There was a video of people that was there and heard the loud boom, and there it left a crater in the ground on the road. It left a big crater in the ground. I've been watching videos about it also. On YouTube.
And we knew what would happen as daylight came upon us, that the investigators on the ground and along with their communication with our area hospitals, they would gather more intelligence. So Philadelphia, I want you to know that we will not act in haste as we are reporting on this issue. As much as we might want to communicate immediately, we will not share any information with you that has not been cross-referenced through cross-sector collaboration, and that's extremely important. We will update the public and the press regularly throughout the day. Thank you all. God bless Philadelphia. And now is the time for us to demonstrate what our One Philly philosophy means. I now want to turn it over to our governor, who's been here with us from the start, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me begin by affirming what the mayor said at the conclusion of her remarks, that the city is working around the clock to keep people safe.
Ain't that true? Listening? Yeah, I'm watching the news. I'm watching a live official provide update on deadly Philadelphia plane crash.
To understand what happened and to be there for those who are impacted. The city's been working around the clock in the direction of a strong and steady mayor in Sherelle Parker. And I want to say thank you to Mayor for her leadership. Leadership matters in moments of crisis, and demonstrated here by Sherelle Parker, our mayor. I also want to reaffirm what the mayor said about everybody working together with common purpose. There are no silos or stovepipes. Instead, it is everyone joining forces together. I want to lift up those state resources that have been here in Northeast Philadelphia working around the clock. I want to thank the mayor for referencing them. At the request of Commissioner Bethel, your outstanding police commissioner, Colonel Christopher Paris, of Pennsylvania State Police, who joins me here to the left of the mayor, has dispatched roughly 50 members of the Pennsylvania State Police from Troops K and M, and we thank them for their work here. FEMA, the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Authority, has been on the ground since last night under leadership of Director Randy Padfield, who slept here last night to work together with Director Teal and the other leaders here in the city, has made sure the city of Philadelphia has all of the resources they need. FEMA and the Pennsylvania State Police are no stranger to tragedies, and we will bring our expertise to support the work happening here locally on the ground.
This is live.
Last night, I've been in communication directly with the United States Department of Transportation Secretary Duffy. He's asked if we need any additional resources. We do not. They have dispatched members of the FAA, and the NTSB has also been dispatched. We want to thank the federal government and our federal partners for their support. Mayor alluded to this earlier, and I just want to put an exclamation point on it. We are joined by several state representatives and our state senator for this community. Everyone is here on the ground. They're here on the ground not just to address you, but they've been here on the ground for their neighbors. I know that the good people of Northeast Philadelphia this morning at daybreak came, walked out from their homes, came down from their stoops, and saw carnage in their communities, saw fusillade, saw destruction, and saw things that no one should ever have to experience in their neighborhoods. We also saw the very best of Northeast Philly, neighbor helping neighbor, folks looking out for one another. That's the Philly way. That's the Philly spirit. That's what the mayor preaches all the time about One Philly. This is not just a group of emergency response professionals working together at the state, local, and federal level. This is neighbors working together to look out for one another. Our neighborhood has expanded over the last several hours. Northeast Philly to the entire city of Philadelphia, to the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and of course to our neighbors all across the world. I want to make special mention of Consul General Carlos Obrador, who joins us here today. His nation suffered loss in this tragedy. We are with you, Mr. Consul General.
Continue to follow the breaking news on the crash of that medical jet in Northeast Philadelphia. A Learjet 55 went down around 6 o'clock last night, shortly after departing from Northeast Philadelphia Airport with 6 people on board. Ring camera footage shows the plane descending before a massive explosion. A large fire burned in the wake of the crash, prompting a significant response from emergency crews. Vehicles in this area could be seen on fire. Police said multiple people on the ground were hurt, and we spoke with witnesses who detailed what exactly they saw in the aftermath.
There was a fireball, there was debris everywhere, there was people running back and forth, there was so much stuff happening at once.
And it was just very graphic.
There is no word at this time on what caused the jet to go down. Right now, we do know that there are multiple investigations underway. The NTSB will have boots on the ground today to determine the exact cause of the crash. And Chopper 6 is live over the scene right now here in Northeast Philadelphia, where crews, they cleared out for the night as those fires were put out. But you can see in this area that there is just debris scattered across the roadway. We do know that officials are expected to hold a news conference this morning to bring us the latest in this investigation, but obviously this is an investigation that will span blocks here in Northeast Philadelphia and is sure to take a significant amount of time.
And it's starting to appear that we're getting to look at some of the parts and pieces of this medical aircraft right there near the crosswalk near Cottman and the Boulevard. We do have team coverage as we continue to follow this breaking news. Let's begin with Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson, who's live at the scene right at the perimeter at Cottman Avenue. Becca.
Maggie, like you said, I'm at Cottman and the Boulevard, only really a couple feet from where this tragedy happened yesterday. We've seen more police officers come onto the scene as the morning comes on. Investigators, of course, keeping a tight perimeter around the debris field. Investigators, including from the FBI, NTSB, coming out to the scene this morning to really determine exactly what happened here as a plane fell from the sky, causing devastation. We all know how busy the boulevard is, how many businesses are in the area, how many houses are in the area, just how heavily traveled it is and how many people were impacted. And the video, just shocking. Take a look at the neighborhood surveillance video. The moment that plane crashed from this Ring video, the impact, devastation, a massive fireball exploding in the sky. That's happened between 6 and 6:30 last night on the boulevard near Cottman Avenue. A medical transport plane with 6 people on board, a child, a pediatric patient, her mother, and 4 crew members, all of whom were not expected to survive. It was a Learjet 55 that had just left Northeast Airport, according to authorities, on its way to Springfield-Branson National Airport in Missouri. And this video from Chopper 6, we see the massive crater in the ground, the pieces of the plane surrounding it, the burn-up cars from the impact of this fire, the devastation that this crash caused in such a busy area. prompted, of course, the massive response of law enforcement officers, firefighters, state troopers, PennDOT, the DEP, other organizations, NTSB, FBI, so many different authorities on the ground here trying to figure out exactly what happened, creating this safety perimeter. The number of fatalities and injuries still unknown at this point.
Right now, we're just asking for prayers for any and everyone who may have been affected. We do want to note that several dwellings and vehicles were impacted. So what are we asking you to do for us right now, Philadelphia? We're urging you to please stay away from the scene. If you see debris, call 911. Don't touch anything.
That's a really important point from the mayor there. That debris needs to be handled by the authorities coming out here to investigate this scene. They need to be able to get their hands on it to figure out exactly what happened, what caused this tragedy. We are here at Cottman and the Boulevard waiting for more answers, expecting that press briefing around 9 a.m. this morning. For now, live here on the Boulevard, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Maggie and Caroline.
What a massive and devastating scene there. Thank you, Becca.
Let's go now to Action News reporter Corey Davis. He is also live on the scene now where the force of the
I don't know what's going on in this chat, but I ain't going in there. I'm not going in there. That's so sad. And what happened in Northeast Philadelphia? That's sad. Wow. Okay, who did? We have had 2 plane crashes in 2 days. 2. What's really going on? What is really going on? This is live. Was it live? It's not live no more.
The force of the explosion just sent debris flying all over across the area. Corey, kind of bring us up to speed on what it looks like where you are this morning.
Maggie, we're at Cotman Avenue and Bustleton. Take a look behind us. This is really a straight view of the majority of the scene here, spanning several blocks here along the Roosevelt Mall where we are at the moment. Witnesses have been giving us firsthand accounts of disturbing scenes that they saw out here after that plane went down in this area. This is a very busy area, of course, with a lot of traffic during the height of rush hour, restaurants and homes around here too. Firsthand accounts giving descriptions of hearing the explosion and then seeing debris just raining down onto people, cars, and the homes and businesses out here. People were in the drive-thru at the Wendy's here at Cotman and Bustleton, as well as the McDonald's over at Cotman and the Boulevard. A lot of similar accounts of what people saw. Take a listen.
It was like a boom. We all stepped back, and it was real crazy. It was like real bright.
I definitely saw debris falling. There's all over Cotman. And, I mean, I was scared to run in, but at that point, you can't get scared.
And that man did say that he did eventually run in to try to help as much as possible, and he saw people in distress. So that alone is traumatic for so many people out here who witnessed various parts of the plane crash. Bustleton Avenue is open right now to traffic, and it's moving pretty slowly. It's getting a little crowded. We notice people are kind of inching through the intersection. Some phones are sticking out of the window, people trying to take pictures and document. And as the mayor said earlier, they're encouraging people, if you can, to avoid this area and to move through. The last thing you want is for first responders to have to deal with any accidents while they're still trying to work this investigation. It spans several blocks, and they have a whole lot of work to do. It was raining yesterday, and right now, of course, it isn't. And when we get daylight for the first time, that will be a big deal for investigators as well, as they try to go through the very expansive amount of debris that's out here, and also try to narrow down exactly how many victims are in this area as well. Reporting live here in Northeast Philadelphia, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News.
You know, Corey, you mentioned about those victims. We know that 6 people were taken to the hospital. Those people were on the ground. 3 of them treated and released. 3 more still receiving care. But of course, we'll expect updates on those numbers as well.
And we do know this morning that Shriner Children's Hospital of Philadelphia has confirmed that their patient was on the medical jet that crashed. We learned 6 people were on board that plane. All of those victims are Mexican nationals. There was a child who was a patient, her mother, and 4 crew members. They were in Philadelphia for transportation after medical treatment at Shriners Children's Hospital. That jet was headed for a stop in Missouri as part of its trip back to Mexico when this disaster occurred just minutes into this flight. We talked with a spokesperson from the hospital last night, where they care for children from all over the world.
I think we're all still in shock. I think that, our patient ended her care at our facility today and had a send-off by the team there. And I think we're all still just beginning to process, how something so tragic could have happened. And just the devastation of all of this, I think, hasn't even really started to sink in yet. But of course, not just for our patient, but for those on the ground and the medical crew in the plane. There's so many tonight that our hearts go out to. It's not just our patient, but of course, that's where our heart really is with our own patient. But just the devastation that we're seeing from this unbelievable situation is just so tragic.
And officials at Shriners also saying, quote, because of patient privacy concerns, they cannot say any more about the patient and her family at this time. Our hearts and prayers go out to the families of the medical crew and pilots who were also lost in this tragic event. We will continue to follow this breaking news story on air and online. Be sure to download the free 6 ABC app to get all the latest updates sent right to your phone.
This is so sad. I love to say it. What happened last what happened a couple days ago? That plane crashed in the Potomac River in Washington D.C. So much carnage. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all have a great day.